Oh, what's up, brothers and sisters? Listen, it's an expensive world out there. We're going to talk about some budget bangers from Caverns of Ixalan. You know, I just bought a car. The guy started rummaging around in my pockets, the finance guy. I caught a little fella poking around in my bank account. He was lurking, scraping the couch cushions for buttons, dude. I had a colonoscopy and the finance guy was inside my colon, making sure I didn't need any rare coins on my way to the dealership. Listen, that's why we need budget gems. We need lowball bangers so we can beat our buddies with cards that stink, because they're out there spending their unborn children's inheritance on roaming throne. This damn card has been tearing up the format. 4 generic mana artifact creature golem. It's a 4/4 for ward 2. This guy enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. This is the chosen type in addition to its other types. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. I hate this thing, man. I hate hearing about it. Oh geez, throw a roaming throne in there. Stick a roaming throne in the pan with some garlic and chili flake and make a white sauce. It just goes everywhere. It's colorless and its design is lazy. Value, value, value. You know, and its stat line is standard with ward 2 for God's sake. Remember when being colorless made your stats premium? You paid 7 for a 4/4 colorless, you know? I do, and so does Pepperidge Farms. Anyways, man, we're here for budget bangers, couple bucks only. Ojer Kazlem, the deepest growth, 329. This guy's 3 green, legendary creature god. It's a 6/5 with trample, so this is 5 for a 6/5 with trample. Whenever this guy deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. You may put a creature card and or land card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. When he dies, he transforms into Temple of Cultivation. You flip him over, he's a land that adds green, dude. Come on, 2 and a green and tap. Transform it. Activate only if you control 10 or more permanents and only as a sorcery. That ability on the front gets better every time I read it, man. Just like any book by Peter Straub. Creature card and or land card. You can get both. This guy's pretty nice, you know, for under $4. Next up, can't believe this is a budget banger, but we got the Growing Rites of Itlamok. 2 and a green for a legendary enchantment. When this guy enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom in any order. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 more creatures, you transform it into the Cradle of the Sun, dude. It's a legendary land. Tap add green or tap add green for each creature you control. I haven't ever had a problem flipping this thing. The backside is better than Gaia's Cradle, and it's got happy dancing mushrooms in a magical grove, brother. It's also under $3. Oh, and how about this guy, the Preacher of the Schism. 2 and a black for a creature vampire cleric. It's a 2/4 with Death Touch. When this guy attacks the player with the most life or tied for the most life, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Whenever this guy attacks while you have the most life or are tied for the most life, you draw a card, you lose 1 life. This guy's under $3. Neat little vampire in a life gain deck. He says, hey dude, I'm no roaming throne, but I'm gonna draw you a card or 2, make some little guys. Then we have Ojer Patik, the deepest epoch. This guy's 2 blue, legendary creature god. He has flying, of course. He's a 4/3. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains a rebound. When this guy dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control with 3 time counters on it. Transforms into the Temple of Cyclical Time. It's a land. Has tap add blue, remove a time counter from it. 2 and a blue, tap, transform it. Activate only if it has no time counters on it and only as a sorcery. This guy's about $2 or so. You know, he's a Quetzalcoatl, dude. He's a snake god with wings. Behold my snake. That's what she said, brother. I love this guy as a build around or for blue value instance or as a doubler of the fun in Talran decks or decks that pay off casting spells because you are casting the rebounded spell. Everybody get up, get on the floor. It's a trumpeting Carnosaur. 4 red for a creature dinosaur. It's a 7/6 with trample. When this guy enters the battlefield, discover 5. It has 2 and a red, discard it. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling at clouds here, but this seems really good. For $1 or so, you get this big beast, and you have an ATB that's even better than Cascade. You know, you can blink this thing. It can Lightning Bolt as an activated ability. If you discard it, puts itself in the graveyard for Reanimator shenanigans. Can't hit players, but who cares? I don't know, man. This is Value Town to me. And what about this guy, the Ancient One? This is what they call me when I pull into the McDonald's parking lot, dude. Here comes the Ancient One. Blue and a black for a legendary creature, Spirit God. It's an 8/8 with Descend 8. This guy can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Has 2 blue and a black, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. This guy's kind of a powerhouse in a self-milled deck, man. I love this for mimeoplasm decks. You can mill yourself with the activated ability. You can attack with Lazab the Multifarious, then transform into this guy for cheap, man. It does a lot for 2 freaking mana and $1. Now listen, brother, I'm not going to talk about the Lost Caverns of Ixalan without talking about Amalia Benavides Ojer. So this is a white and a black for a legendary creature, Vampire Scout. It's a 2/2. Listen, I don't know if I pronounced her name right, dude. I don't really care. Has ward, pay 3 life. Whenever you gain life, this thing explores, then destroy all other creatures if its power is exactly 20. 35 cents for this little beauty. You can gain life 4 or 5 times in a turn sometimes, dude. I like the glasses. She can explore my domicile any day of the dang week. Then we have Saheeli, the Sun's Brilliance. Blue and a red for a legendary creature. Human Artificer, it's a 2/2. Has blue and a red tap. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature or artifact you control. Except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. What began as a single gift for Huatli became a battalion of automatons, unlike anything ever seen on Ixalan. I mean, Roaming Throne gets all the glory here, but what about Saheeli, dude? Nobody likes this lady making robot dinosaurs. Nobody appreciates that, dude. She's a fantastic budget commander and can wreck house for under $1. Now, you thought I forgot about the commander product, but I didn't, dude. We got the Apex Altasaur coming in from the commander product of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So this guy's 7 green, creature dinosaur, it's a 10/10. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Has Enrage. When it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. This guy brings belligerence to new heights, brother, just like your mom. This guy's about $3, so this was $12 before the reprint and is a notable nice reprint from that set. Now you're going to call me crazy with this next one, but Pantlaza the Sun Favored, 2 red, green, and white for a legendary creature dinosaur, it's a 4/4. Whenever this guy or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn, you idiot. Listen, man, the extended art on this is $1 and change, but do you think you could build a better deck than the $100 Precon for cheaper, man? Well, that may be my next video, but I bet you could. This is a bonkers commander, it's fun to play, and the Precon's like $100, but this guy's only a couple bucks. Vanquisher, I barely know her, dude, but I do have this banner. 5 generic mana for an artifact. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, draw a card, you idiot. $2 and change for this powerful banner. The banner of my life, dude. This was pretty pricey tribal enabler at one time. Elenda the Dusk Rose. 2 white and a black for a legendary creature, Vampire Knight. It's a 1/1 with lifelink. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Elenda the Dusk Rose. When this thing dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is Elenda's power. Her centuries-long search is ended. Like my marriage, brother. Too soon? Well, it's not too soon to pick this up for $2 and change. This was a very pricey card at one time. And last but certainly not least, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Zakama the Primal Calamity. 6 red, green, and white for a legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. It's a 9/9, definitely not on steroids. Vigilance, Reach, Trample. When this guy enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control. Has 2 and a red, it deals 3 damage to target creature. 2 and a green, destroy target artifact or enchantment. 2 and a white, you gain 3 life. Very neat, fun card that was quite pricey, but it's about $2 as we speak. It's an infinite mana outlet too, brother. Lots of fun for your big idiotic creature decks. And that's it, man. I'm done. I give up, dude. I picked up 11 Roaming Thrones and 2 more Roaming Thrones, dude. I'm papering my walls with Roaming Thrones. I'm making a Roaming Throne tribal deck where I sit in an office chair and wheel myself into traffic over here. So sometimes it's kind of fun to look back on sets. I know the set was about 6 months ago or something like that, you know, but let's see what stood the test of time and what's nice and cheap. But be good to each other out there, man. Listen, if you want to, go throw a protest, do whatever you got. Go get some celery, you know? It's healthy for you, brother. Get that roughage. Nikki G, signing off.